Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is David Lillian, and I'm here to show you guys another editing tutorial, or this time it's really more of a design. Um, I own the account DSL Creative on Instagram. You guys may know my older account got hacked, so I made a new one. The link will be down in the description below. I'm also co-owner of The Daily Goalkeeper on Instagram, so you guys can check that out. Like I said, link will be in the description. So today we have something a bit new that I haven't showed you guys, and I would recommend that if you are not at this level yet, or if you've not done this kind of stuff yet, then definitely go back watch some of my older videos. Got a lot easier and simpler tutorials on there. So hopefully you guys like this, and let's get started. So before actually we get started, wallpaper of the day. On my new account, it's all sports, any sports. So I have Victor Oladipo of the Orlando Magic, and I have the schedule wallpaper here. So if you guys want a wallpaper for these, I will definitely make it and then post on the Instagram. And if you guys want, I'll probably post just the design section of it, so probably just this side. But if you guys want the whole thing, just shoot me a DM. I will definitely be able to make you guys the wallpaper. Don't just be like, oh, can I get a Milwaukee Bucks one? Like, you gotta wait. If you see I post one, odds are if I post a basketball design like this, odds are I'll be making it into a calendar or into a schedule wallpaper. So hit me up if you guys want that. I also have a Miami Heat one, so you guys can check that out on my Instagram. And yeah, let's get into this. So we'll start off with Adobe Photoshop CC 2014, and let's float on top. So we're going to be doing Chris Paul, CP3 of the Los Angeles Clippers. I apologize, my voice is kind of weird. I've been feeling really sick over the last few days, so hopefully I'll sound alright to you guys and won't cough too much. So, I'm very tired. We start off, just our background picture here, so just a cloudy scene, sort of like above in the sky here. And because of the Instagram update, we can now do pictures that are of a different ratio, not just square. So we're going to go 4 by 5. I think that'll look pretty nice, and we can go pretty far over. So let's go right here. That looks nice. I like that. And to begin, what we're going to do is we are going to get our cut out Chris Paul picture. I already cut it out. If you guys need help cutting stuff out, very simple to do on Photoshop. I would recommend that you refer back to my older videos. I got stuff on there. Basically, that's a lot of what it is. So you guys can check that out. And so it looks like when I tried to cut this out, I left a little piece hanging. So what is this? Get this out of here. Got to just go on any brush, any size brush, and just get rid of your masking mistakes. But now to start, we are going to just fade his legs into the clouds by using, I think this is a bit, yeah, this is a different brush. So you gotta go just to the original soft brush. We'll make it 300 pixels. And just fade his legs into the cloud. You guys can fade as much or as little as you would like. Can we fade his arm too? We can, but I don't know if it will look as good. Yeah, we'll fade his arm, why not? We can always, re-put in the picture and then do it again. So we have our Chris Paul faded into the cloud, so it really does look like he is coming out of this cloud. And what we are going to do now is we are going to do some gradient maps. So usually I would do this at the end, but I like to see how it looks at the beginning. So we're just going to go with a simple black and white gradient map, and we're going to put it on, let's see, so you have a lot of different blend modes here. So we can go with overlay. We can go with soft light. I think we'll stick with soft light for now. Just a bit, just keep it steady. Make sure we're not overdoing it here. And we're going to duplicate that layer by pressing Command J. And go to screen. Put the next one on screen. So that looks nice. Solid so far. And now, let's see where we're going to go with this. So, what we're going to have to do right now is we're going to do an adjustment layer just above our player layer. We're going to go to exposure and just take our slider here and slide it down to whatever we want. So this is going to be the shadows of the image, and we're about to draw in the highlights. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's very simple. You take a brush tool, and I'll just go to a simple regular size brush. I'm not really going to be using brushes in this video, so pretty much just the basic ones that it comes with. So no need to, if I do use brushes, if I do end up using them, they will definitely be in the description, but don't expect them to be because I don't think there will be any brushes needed. So just going to go here, and I like to take the opacity down, usually just a bit, so we'll go with 70 for now. And, hello?
Are you making a video?
Yeah.
I just want to see if I'm that testing online.
Okay. You can do that. Okay. So go into the exposures layer and just paint over with the white. And now because it's not on such high opacity, you can you're able to go in and out with this. And also, if you go and switch to a white, you can just repaint that back in. So it's very simple. You don't run the risk of really screwing up your piece here. So you're going to want to go over all the highlights that you see, and if you're turning it way down, you can always just take the layer visibility off, so you can go back in and see really where your highlights are. So we definitely want the highlights here on this side of the face, and there are highlights here on the side of his body. And if you really don't know, you can just lower the opacity and just paint it in simply. So we're going to have a light coming in from the upper left-hand corner, so we'll want his whole hand, and let's have this area of his shirt lit up, especially his face, though. That's the important one. Okay, bye. Bye. Yes, so back to the rest of the design. Sorry about that, guys. So we now have our highlights done, and if you always want, remember you can go in and with the full opacity and really get in there, but you want to make sure that you're not, at least in this one, you're not going really outside the designs. I'm sorry, my masking was a bit off. I was really rushing to get this one in because I haven't gotten a video out for you guys, and I do feel bad about that. I am sorry. I have been very busy lately with schools. It just started up, so I hope you guys can forgive me for that, and I will have more videos coming out in the future. Remember, on my new Instagram, let me know what you guys want to see on here. I'll be posting tutorials on just about whatever you want, so, yeah, just hit me up. Let me know what you want. So we're going to go above the exposures layer, and we can just go, because I'm trying to limit the number of brushes I'm going to use, just go with a simple white one, and just plug it up here in the corner to get that highlight on the ball effect. I think we'll do one, well, I'm going to cheat. I am going to use a brush. These are called rays of light brushes. They're very easy. You can Google it. I will leave a link to these in the description below. And we can just put this right up here, wherever you think it looks good. So we don't want it getting too bright and white up here, but whatever you like. So I'm going to try this a few times, see what's good. I like that. So we are going to go to blur, Gaussian blur, just to get rid of these lines here that will get in the way of your piece. And then maybe just one more. We'll go just with the basic brush. Size it down, bunch of pixels, so we can get the highlight on the side of his jersey. So as you can see, that light, we do want the brightest part up here in the corner, so you can hit the brush a few more times if you want. You can add as much light or as little light as you want. I'm not the judge of you here, but let's take the exposure down. We'll add a little bit more contrast into this picture, so it really brings out the highlights. So as you can see, if we take that layer off, let's take both these layers off, because now we have our new exposure levels. So let's go in again here, and we'll find something that looks best. So I think I'm going to have the light coming in from a more vertical angle than we had last time, instead of a bit slanted. So I really do like the shadowing on the ball right now, so I really don't want to mess it up too much. You want to make sure that if you have big highlights here, then you don't want a softer light. You want a heavier light to really show that. So you'll find the time when it matches. So you'll really be able to tell. Like that time it does match, but I think it's too heavy in my opinion. So add a little bit on the side. And so what I'm going to do right now is, because I've realized that these highlights are too bright, just for my liking, I'm going to go back in our exposures layer, in our little layer mask that it gives us here, and go to a white brush, and just turn down the opacity, and just take down these highlights just a bit. It's really not the focus of the piece, and hopefully this will help us get a light that is more suited to our image. Or we could have just turned down the opacity of our light brush, either way. Still works. Turn this up just a bit, because I like my lights just a bit brighter here. Sorry it's taking so long. I really like to be a perfectionist with my work, and, it's totally up to you as to how much you guys want to do, light or not light, but, yeah, totally up to you. But anyways, let's leave it at that. So I'm liking it so far, but we're not done yet. Let's see, if we add another gradient map here and duplicate that layer, add it to multiply, then you can really see how it brings out the contrast. But we are going to take that down a few, so let's go opacity 40 on there. So as you can see, the light is coming from this side. It is lighting up this side of his jersey. And like I said, always one, if you want to extend your brightness, come in here, just paint it in. Very simple, very good technique you can use. And like I said, as much highlights or as little highlights as you want. Usually I like to follow as to what the picture is giving me. So you want a high contrast picture where the light is hitting him from one side rather than the other completely, so then you know where to add your lights. So, moving on, what we're going to do is we are going to add some LA skyline in the background here. And like I said, excuse me if I am sniffling a little bit. So I've had a cold over the past few days. I actually had to leave school early a few days ago. So apologize for my crappy voice here. But we do have a skyline. It's not going to be great. Let's see what we can work with. Soft light. I like soft light. Looks like it's really coming out the clouds. So we'll go to our eraser tool. I want to get these mountains out of here. Don't need them. Just make sure you get most of it out. So it really does look like it's coming out of the clouds here. And that's on soft light. Let's see what overlay looks like. Overlay looks a little bit more realistic, so we can go with that. And then if you want, usually I wouldn't have this much light over here, but you could put a picture of the team stadium. So let's do that today. Let's do the Staples Center. Size it down. Go to overlay. And, well, there's not really enough space to put it. But you get the idea as to what you can do. Just giving you guys some extra ideas as to what you can do with this stuff. Excuse me there for a minute. So, moving on, we'll add a little bit more color into this. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to add another gradient map. So, we're going to go with a white side thing. So, the reason why the Clippers usually wear either red jerseys with blue stripes or whatever, like around the side. I don't really know. I don't really follow basketball, but the Clippers' main colors are red, white, and blue. Usually they wear blue and red, or blue and white, or red and white, or blue and red. I don't know. But this jersey was all red, and I really like that because I could incorporate a totally red thing, and it wouldn't have to be, half blue, half red. So, create a red and white gradient map, and you can put that on whatever setting you want. So I like it the way it is like this on, what is that, soft light, I think it is? Yes. You can take down your opacity there. So we have it at 32. I'll only bump it up a little bit because we are going to be adding something that really brightens up the color. We'll add a bit more contrast, why not, with our multiply layer. So what will we do now? I know. We are going to do a photo filter. So these work really well. Or no, let's do curves first. So curves look really cool. You can take this first curve and bend it down or bend it up if you want to lighten or darken the picture. So we'll darken it a bit. Go with the downward curve, and that darkens it up, adds a bit of contrast in it. And now we're going to go with a photo filter, which in my opinion really make this picture. You want to go to warming filter. They have a bunch of other ones, but you want to go to this first warming filter here, and we will increase the density to whatever you want. And now what I'm going to like to do is we're going to throw in some dust particles. I think I have something in here. Let's see where we go. what do we have? Dust particles right here. So, this, I don't really love using this effect, but I'm going to do it just to show you what you can do. So, flip horizontal so we get the light coming in from the right place. Screen, you know, this actually isn't bad. I thought I was going to hate this a lot more than I did. So, it already's got a little bit of motion to it, and we'll fade this out at the bottom so you don't have this hard line coming through. Add a bigger brush to fade it nicer. That looks fair enough, we'll say. And just a little bit more to go. Let's see what happens if we take it. So you can see the real difference that this light makes. You know, it's very, very vital to this piece, I believe. You can always take it down a notch, or 2, or 3, or 4. But we'll leave it at 100 for now, because I like it. Trying to think. Did I miss anything? I think I'm all good. But, as far as this is concerned, I really do like this. Oh, you know what? Because the picture is a bit low quality, we're just going to throw on a Topaz filter. A lot more about Topaz in my other videos, because usually you don't use Topaz on designs, but the only reason I'm doing it here is because the picture is a bit low quality, so I want to smooth it out just a tad, just a touch, just a touch. So wait that to load up. Like I said, Topaz, a lot more in my other videos. You guys can check that out. Definitely remember to drop a subscribe if you enjoyed this. But we're not done yet, because we'll go, I think we'll go above the light here. And we'll add a mid-tone gray. Go to a brush. And yes, I'm cheating again. Brushes, brushes. We're going to go to a grunge brush. You guys can search simply grunge brush. And get this cool thing. And what this is going to do is this is going to really help your piece. So go to 100. And what I like is that it looks like it was printed on some sort of canvas. So I think it looks pretty sick, honestly. You can click around as many times as you want. And put it on overlay or whatever. It looks good on other pictures, actually. I've done it with some other work that I've done, but it doesn't look as good here. But trust me, it's good. It's good. So you can turn up the brightness. Maybe you can't see it enough. Like there, you can clearly see it. There you can see it, but in a negative way. So turn up the brightness a little bit, just so you can see it a little bit better. 32, that looks solid. Or if you don't really like any of the one modes, you can just take it down on the normal mode. And I think that looks pretty solid, but I also like my blood modes. So, as you can see, it really doesn't do that much, especially when you do it as little as I did. But it does add a little bit of difference. Like, you can barely see that, but like I said, perfectionists want perfection. And that's the only way to get it, is by putting time and effort into each layer that you do. So, almost done, almost done. What we're going to do is come in here, and cheating again, using brushes. These are called dry media brushes, so you can search it on Google, dry media brushes. Come right in here, and grab this one, go up here to our brush presets, and scrunch it down. Not that much though. Scrunch it down on a certain size. Just like that. That looks good. And we have it on that mid-tone gray still, so that's fine. Go to the white. Type in C, or no, type in. We'll go with his full name. We'll go with Chris Paul. So the font that I'm going to be using is, let's see. Sorry. Looking for a good one that we can use for this. So, I think we're going to go with the Eagle Sans Bold. Size that down significantly. Chris Paul. And although it doesn't fit right now, you got to use your, you got to make sure It all fits in the text box. So we'll size it to 48. And we want to make sure it fits on the line, so let's do 39. And go to Command T to transform. And you just want to angle it right up with that line. And size it enough so that you get the right and perfect size. That looks nice to me. You can use the arrow keys to fix that up. Move it around with the move tool. And take down the opacity if you like, or just use a blend mode. So I like that blend mode right there. And we'll add our watermark and then we'll be done. So, watermark font that I use is called Vengeance Heroic Avenger Regular. And so I will write my account name, so at DSL Creative. We actually don't want it with the caps lock. And we will use a white font because it'll be going on the black section of the picture. Creative. And I think that actually is good. Yep. I just wanted it a bit smaller. So we can go right in there, take that down, and then get another text box up. Write my name, designed by David Lillian. Throw that down in the corner with our account name, and then you can shift both those layers, Command E to combine them, take down the opacity so it doesn't really take away from the main central point of the image. So like I said in my last video, you can go through and delete these layers to see what you like best. Maybe you don't like as much light. Maybe you want to add more light around his arms, like for example, because I forgot to do this. Go in with a regular light, just brush, take down that opacity. This looks real nice if you put it around him. So you make it nice and light. So something like that. And that is just a, so I think I just don't want to mess it up any more than it already is. Right there. So not gonna do any more clicks. Don't really want to screw this up any more than it is. I actually do like it, to be honest with you. Do wish that this was down a little bit so we can do that. There, final. We're done. We're done. 89% opacity. We're done. So, anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please remember to give it a like. If you're new around here, subscribe. Hope you all had a great day. I will see you guys next time.